Rising, and of course all of you Leo Moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 17th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you just need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or of course you may also just simply follow the links below by opening up the down bar beneath this video. So what's going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week, Leo? Well, on Thursday, we've got Jupiter, the planet of luck, wealth, good fortune, abundance, expansion, and knowledge, in your 6th house of work, your reputation, and your schedule, Capricorn, as well as your service. It's your service to the world, in a lot of cases, your service to your community, forming a gorgeous sextile aspect to Neptune, currently in Pisces, your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, self-generated income, as well as intimacy. And Neptune is the planet of dreams, illusions, fantasy, inspiration. And when we have a sextile like this, there is assistance going on. Jupiter sextile to Neptune this week is giving you a chance to change your roster, change the way you actually serve, change the way you do your job, change who you are working with. We are attracting into your life more creative opportunities, whether it's in a professional capacity or a strictly financial capacity. And there's also an attraction of more authentic, more in touch, more influential, and also at the same time more worthy people for you to be actually doing that work with. Now, this could absolutely indicate a change of the roster when it comes to maybe a team that you're on or a team that you're building around yourself, or possibly a shift in the people that you actually choose to serve. With Jupiter sextile to Neptune, we really see this alteration of the decades. I've been saying this a little bit. The sensibility of the 20 teens is really over. We were talking about that in the monthlies on Patreon. You know, we've ended that sort of 1980s 2.0 energy of the 2020s almost as immediately as we got into January, but it's been kind of hitting everyone with slow motion. This week we start to see a move into a completely different kind of sensibility, a completely different kind of paradigm. And you're going to be noticing that what's going to help you not only to make more money, but also help you to be happier in your work, happier and more productive in your community, is to also be surrounded by people that can actually not only walk the talk, but run the talk. And a lot of you are going to be finding that opportunity this week. In fact, this conversation goes from Thursday up until about Saturday. Jupiter could also be very strongly helped out by this change that happens on Friday, where Mars goes into this area, or recently has moved into Capricorn anyway. We'll be there by Friday in a gorgeous trine to Uranus. Now, Mars will be in that 6th house we just spoke about, but Uranus is actually in your 10th house of career, upward mobility, promotions, social prominence, and the way you make your mark on the world. Now, Mars is going into a space where he is ultimately doing his thing, right? He's the planet of action, energy, passion, obstacle removal, and sometimes conflict. But in a trine to Uranus, he is upsetting a balance that needs to be upset. Because with Uranus, the planet of revolutions, revelations, updates, change, and rebellion, we have somebody, or maybe an energy or an influence that is ahead of a trend, that is actually going to be destroying an old structure when it comes to either the field you work in, a service that you provide, or maybe a population you work with. But the interesting thing is, we sometimes talk about destruction and we think about it in a scary way, but this might be something you are quite happy to see happen. Mars going into this area could represent an individual who's way ahead of their own trend. This might be their time right now, and it's also yours. And with Mars trine to Uranus, whatever you've been dealing with as it relates to your work, or how you make your money, or how your money is coming in, or how you're serving your community, how you're making your mark on the world, does need to go through a radical, drastic shift. Watch as this other person upsets the balance to make way for a higher iteration and a higher energy to take its place. So what is going on with your cards? We'll get there in a second. I do want to remind everybody that I'm coming out with a special video here very, very soon all about the oversoul and oversoul groups. And of course, when we talk about oversouls, then yes, we are going to be talking about things like family monads, kindred spirits, soulmates, and twin flames. But no, this is not going to be something that is bite-sized. This is going to be talking about the whole kit and caboodle. So I want everyone to remember, Scarlet Moon is about giving an informative experience. And you will get to, I want to talk about the whole deal when it comes to these kinds of things. Because, well, this whole year is going to be all about oversoul movements. And if we go into this year with a lot of the misinformation about soulmates and twin flames that, was basically homogenized and commercialized over the last 10 years, it's not going to be pretty. So let's talk about the real thing. Stay tuned for that. You'll find out more about that. It'll be up here within the next 24 hours of uploading this video on my main channel page. You can actually click on my avatar in the down bar, or just, beneath this video, or open the down bar below and follow the links to the Deep Topics playlist. So what's going on when it comes to your cards? Well, for your spiritual themes, we've got the Two of Cups upright. This week is all about you, Leo, getting into stronger, more mutually fulfilling, mutually supportive, as well as mutually evolving partnerships. Okay, the Two of Cups upright is all about getting into a space where we are having communion and connection with true, authentic souls that do vibe with us on that deeper level. We are getting away from things like surface agreements, surface sensibilities. We're not even paying attention to crap like style anymore. The Two of Cups upright is all about a transition into something that is actually going to be nourishing for all people in these connections. The Two of Cups is talking about drawing in energy that supports, yes, close one-on-one connections relating to possibly love, sure. But it doesn't always have to go into love. There is just a depth of connection that needs to be explored. And this week you're going to be finding that your strongest boosts when it comes to your power level come from your closest one-on-one connections and new close one-on-one connections that deserve a chance at your table. When we get to the influx, what's coming in, we've got the Page of Wands upright. And with the Page of Wands upright, a lot of you Leo people are going to be finding invitations to actually join in, again, more prominent, more, I don't want to say prestigious because that gives off a different connotation. Let's see, let's just say more prolific? Prolific circles, more satisfying circles, more empowering circles. The influx of the Page of Wands is about a new quest being initiated for you this week, new adventures, new opportunities to, again, shake off the old. If you haven't noticed, a lot, if you have come into 2020 thinking you're going to do the same thing as you did in 2019, or God forbid 2017, 16, 15, you are in for a shock, because you could do better, and you're going to see better with the influx of the Page of Wands upright. This could be a chance for a lot of you Leo people to really start making some big strides. You just have to allow yourself to get away from tracks or even roads you became attached to. Some stories you don't need to finish. As we go to the outflux, what's going away? We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And this is also a very, very good thing to see disappear, because the Ace of Pentacles disappearing, we're leaving a time of inequity, we're leaving a time of imbalance. The Eight of Pentacles reversed indicates something that has manifested itself in an unstable or distorted way. In a lot of cases with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, it may be something that was too costly, whether it was emotionally costly, resource costly, or time costly, in a way where it almost was not worth holding up anymore. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed says it is dissolving this week. And this could also be the end of a bad run of something that you no longer wish to continue. So enjoy it, Leos. It looks like a lot of freedom coming your way. As we get into the mundane world, all right, and the material world, well, your material, financial, professional concerns, we've got the Eight of Swords upright. This week, we're going to have to look and see where a certain plan, or maybe a certain professional connection that we have, maybe an idea, or maybe a collaboration, or an account, or a financial plan that we have, is ultimately not being all it can be. Because with the Eight of Swords upright, we have something stuck, something paralyzed, something that, for all accounts, doesn't have to be. But in a lot of cases, with the Eight of Swords, that self-inflicted paralysis is still a pretty strong case of paralysis. And it's important to understand that we don't have to sit there with the girl in the Eight of Swords picture and freeze. We don't have to sit there and be paralyzed with her and hold space for the paralysis. That's not something that you have to do. And this week you're going to be offered alternatives, right? We have a chance with the Page of Wands upright to take our leave of something that is content to simply go in circles. Now, this could be leaving some kind of financial arrangement or financial priority or professional priority that you have. We are ending stories or walking away from stories without resolution, and it's okay for you to do that, especially if they're not going anywhere. It's okay to not finish a script and simply just throw it in the trash if you know that you don't like it, or maybe it's something that you're not feeling it anymore. Don't try and make something you're not feeling anymore work. The Eight of Swords upright is indicating that there is a hidden option, something that, again, goes against convention as it relates to your financial or professional understanding that's going to get you away from this situation. Take it. As we get to the external, we talk about your friends and relatives. We've got the Magician upright. This whole time we've been talking about more powerful people, powerful friends. When I say powerful, I don't mean like people to be sycophantic for. You know I'm not a fan of sycophantic behavior. But, or you should by now, or if you're new, I'm not a fan of sycophantic behavior. The Magician card upright is all about drawing in people that are ultimately, I guess you could say, power players in the game that they're already playing, right? In their own field, in their own area of expertise. These are valuable compatriots that you're going to have show up in your life. The Magician card upright is allowing you to sort of, ditch the paralyzed situation, or the paralyzed circumstance, or even the people paralyzed in their own way, and go with people that are ultimately, again, ahead of the trend that's coming, that were born for this next era. And with the Mars energy, I feel like that's exactly who we're seeing show up with the Magician card upright. You're also going to be seeing with the Magician card moving forward here that whatever they're having to offer or bringing to the table is ultimately something that is, on a deeply personal level, something that you've maybe gone without for too long. So whoever this friend or this relative is that's stepping forward, or if it's somebody new, make room for them. As we get to your relationships with love and romance, we've got the Six of Pentacles upright. And it does look like, as it relates to love and romance, a lot of you Leo people are getting a gorgeous opportunity to take a chance on something that defies what you were told or taught was supposed to be how a relationship worked. Now, this could happen for those of you who are available by giving a chance to a new person that defies that, or quite possibly something that you and a partner agree to do as an act of empowered defiance of a script or an agreement you didn't actually make, but you were living by anyhow. The Six of Pentacles upright is indicating there's an inclination to reinvest our energies in ways that are actually not only nourishing to both of us, but co-creating a better experience in this relationship. And it also shows a bit of bravery on your partner's part as well, to actually ditch the shackles or ditch some piece of programming or script that they've been living that they no longer wish to. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.